What is up, Chiefs Kingdom? Happy Thursday. We got a special edition for you going on today. This is Chiefs News Daily, and I'm Hayley Lewis. We got James Palmer, an NFL insider, coming on the show to break down the entire Chiefs schedule, who he thinks the Chiefs are going to be able to beat, and maybe some of those potential losses. It's coming up all next year. Make sure you like and subscribe right here on the KCSN YouTube channel. Let's get it. All right, James, all of the NFL schedules officially coming out yesterday. We knew who the Chiefs were going to face. Now we know exactly how it's going to play out. It looks like a tough slate ahead, but it's three-peat, right? That's what they've been talking about all offseason long going into this one. Could the Chiefs be the first NFL team to do it? Possibility of the Chiefs three-peating. You know how hard this is, and it's a cliche every given Sunday, right? But that's really the probability going into this one. Is it plausible for Kansas City to pull this off?
Listen, we didn't think a repeat was happening, Haley, so I'm going to say, and it did, I'm going to say it is plausible. There is a chance for it to happen, and I do believe it's mainly because of one person. And this is a player, as I talk to everybody around the league, every offensive coach, every quarterback coach, it's like, we've never seen anybody like this. Patrick Mahomes is essentially a unicorn, and with him, the Chiefs will always have a chance to accomplish things that maybe teams have never been able to do in the past. So yes, I do believe it is plausible. Is it likely? I don't know. We have to find out as this season rolls on. There's a stretch in the back end we'll get to that is very daunting in my opinion. But yes, I think it is possible just because of that one man right there in Patrick Mahomes and the guy who's calling the shots in Andy Reid. Anything is possible with the Kansas City Chiefs. We saw that last year.
There we go. And Mahomes, we trust. We like to hear it. Yeah, last year was definitely one of those years where I was like, it's just not going to happen. And
exactly.
So we'll have to see how it rolls out. I'm going to rapid fire with you. So I'm going to give you absolutely no time to give me any explanation. You're going to say yes, no, except, okay, you're not going to say yes, no. You're going to say win, loss, win, loss.
Got it.
I'm going to roll through the Chiefs schedule with you real quickly, and then we'll go back in to kind of discuss those key matchups. So week 1 at home versus the Ravens.
Yes. Oh, sorry. Just joking. I had to do it since you want me to do yes, no. I'm gonna say yes. Win.
Winning. Week 2, Bengals at home.
Loss.
Ooh, week 3 at Atlanta.
Win.
Okay. At Chargers, week 4.
Win.
At the Saints, Monday Night Football, week 5.
Win.
Okay, they got a bye. Are they winning or losing?
Listen, there's a lot of teams that struggle with the bye week, but I think the Chiefs will be okay.
We go into week 7 at San Francisco, the rematch.
I would say that's a loss.
Okay. Vegas is week 8 playing against the Raiders.
Win.
Okay. Tampa at home, Monday Night Football, week 9.
Oh, that's a win.
Okay. Denver at home, week 10.
Win.
At Buffalo, week 11.
Win. I don't like Buffalo this year. Oh, I'm not supposed to just say win, sorry.
There we go. At Carolina, week 12.
That's a win.
Okay. Black Friday game. This was Raiders at home now, week 13.
I'm going to say they ruin another holiday. Loss.
Okay. Sunday Night Football, Chargers, week 14 at home.
I'm going to say loss.
Okay. At Cleveland, week 15.
Win.
Okay. Houston, going to be coming home here to Arrowhead. Saturday game, possibly, week 16.
Loss.
Okay. Steelers, Christmas Day, Chiefs on the road, week 17.
Win.
And the last one, Broncos are going to be traveling to Denver week 18 for the last one.
Win.
Okay. Some decisive, some tricky ones in there. Let's start with the first one. You said Bengals. You think that the Chiefs are going to lose to the Bengals. This is a tough one. You know, it's always been back and forth between Burrow and Mahomes, but really Burrow is the one who leads all time over Mahomes. He's really only gotten that win against him during the postseason. Yeah, they beat Cincy during the regular season, but he was sidelined. You think his wrist is back to full health? You think Joe Burrow keeps it over on Mahomes?
Yeah, listen, Cincinnati struggles early every season. If you go look at it, I think they've lost their first 2 games with Burrow as their quarterback, first 2 games of the season, like 3 of the last 4 seasons. Like, they struggle in early portions of the season. I just had to pick one of these 2 games they lose, because I don't think the Chiefs beat the Ravens and the Bengals in back-to-back weeks. I think if they do, that's a tremendous start for the defending champions. But I just think everything Cincinnati went through last year, Joe Burrow having a season essentially just lost. Remember the calf injury? He loses the first portion of the season, really not playing very well, and then he has the wrist and loses the whole back end of the year. And you saw that little mini part in the middle, right, where you were like, oh man, like that's the hot Joe Burrow that we love to see in looks and in play. But listen, I just think this is the one team that doesn't really fear the Chiefs in the entire league. It really is. And just that's the way the Cincinnati Bengals are wired. I wouldn't be surprised if Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase go out there and just light things up in week 2. I will say this, it is in favor for the Chiefs. Like I said, that Cincinnati starts slow regularly, but I think they get the wins.
I think that it's safe to assume that as well, although I would love for my Chiefs to be able to pull this one out.
It'd be a great start if they do both. I just think if we have to pick one of them, like what happened in the opener last year, right? It was news around the league. The Chiefs lose the opener to Detroit. Now, they didn't have Kelsey. They didn't have Chris Jones. I get it. But I would assume that Andy Reid's using that as a motivating factor heading into raising a banner again and starting the season off for the NFL once again, and they want a completely different output. So if you want them to split these two really difficult games, I think they win the opener and change compared to last year. So then if you want to split it, you're going to say they lose to Cincinnati.
Let's move on to another one that's going to be tricky to see what happens, and a lot of people have different opinions going into this one. It's after the bye for Kansas City, a very early bye for KC, going against the San Francisco 49ers. This is a rematch of Super Bowl 58. You say that Purdy is able to get it done over Mahomes this time.
I know, and it's wild to say, right? Because I'm thinking about like Andy Reid coming out of a bye. Who's better in the history of the NFL? Nobody, actually. He's the best coming out of a bye in the history of the league. But I just kind of look at it like a lot of times when things get rematched, they go the other way. And I know I'm opposite of that with the opener because that was the AFC Championship game, and I have the Chiefs winning again. So I can't say just they win every single game. That's a tough environment. I remember covering that game there, which was Christian McCaffrey's very first game in a San Francisco 49ers uniform was against the Chiefs, and the Chiefs rolled in that game up there in Santa Clara. I just think another year with Purdy running that offense, the amount of weapons they have, I think the defense still is going to have to find their footing. That's happened before in Kansas City, right? Like there's been slow starts for the defense and then they get really good as the year goes on, and Spags has them playing great in December and great into the postseason. This past year, they were great from the start all the way through. But, you know, without Snead and some changes, I could see San Francisco really, obviously, we know how close that Super Bowl game was, right? And I could see them coming out and it's
Houston, right? So this is the up-and-coming team. This is the team that everyone compares to Detroit last season. Is Stroud going to be another quarterback like Burrow who can go up against Patrick Mahomes? This also, you know, they have Diggs, right? The guy we were just talking about is now with Texas. How do you see them coming into a hostile environment like Arrowhead and coming away with that win?
This is a different team from previous Texans teams that have come into Arrowhead. I remember being at the game a bunch of years ago, right, when they come out to that monster lead against Mahomes and Bill O'Brien runs a fake punt that you can talk to Justin Reed about still now to this day, and he'll be like, I can't believe we ran that punt. I could tell that they were going to, you know, stuff us on that one, and, you know, that team fell apart. I just think DeMeco Ryans is just an unbelievable coach. The culture has been shifted in a dramatic fashion in just 1 year. But this team, it is not just, I mean, I would put Diggs not even probably in the top 3 additions to this team this offseason. I really think that's how much better they got. When you look at, they may have the best edge rushing duo in all of football when we finish this season in 2024. And I think we know how good the Chiefs offensive line is on the interior. I think we all have some questions about the tackle situation and where they are on the outside. I just think from all 3 levels of the defense, they're tremendous. I think they got better on offense. Obviously, Stroud going into year 2. Bobby Sloak is going to be a monster name in coaching searches after this year. The cohesion that him and that quarterback have, and they don't fear anybody, and they have explosive plays, and that lacks across the entire league. Like nobody can generate them. Even the Chiefs struggle generating explosive plays this past year with the way defense has been playing. I just think CJ Stroud and company do have the ability and the mindset that they are a dangerous team. And there's a reason why people around the league think they are a contender for, an AFC championship game. The one thing that hurts them, I think, schedule last year compared to this year. Since they were at the top, they're playing more of a first place division winning team type of schedule. So that changes their schedule entirely. But I do think this is a team that we're going to be fearing because they are good all across the board and included the trenches.
All right, that does it for another episode of Chiefs News Daily. As always, show us some love, like, and subscribe right here on the KCSN YouTube channel. And join us on the LLC. That's our Loyal Listeners Club, a great way for you to interact and talk with other fans and myself. We will see you guys back here 7 p.m. on Friday night.